Hello everyone, welcome to TTV News with some last event in TayNinhTV province, and here are our story today. Ladies and gentlemen, on October 29, at Mokbai International Border Gate in Bến Cầu District, the royal government of Cambodia presented to the government and people of Vietnam 200,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines.
Attending the ceremony on the Vietnamese side, there were Deputy Minister of Health Trang Văn Thuấn, and for Cambodia, there were Mrs. Hoa Thanh, Secretary of State of Ministry of Health, Mr. Sok Taret, the General Consul of Cambodia in Ho Chi Minh City. At the ceremony, Mrs. Hoa Thanh shared that the pandemic has affected the world economic development, including Vietnam and Cambodia. There were 200,000 doses of Sinopharm vaccines as the gifts from the people and the royal government of Cambodia to the people and the government of Vietnam. Deputy Minister of Health of Vietnam, Trang Văn Thuấn, expressed his deep gratitude to the royal government and the people of Cambodia, and to Prime Minister Hun Sen and relevant agencies of the Cambodian government for always caring, supporting, and the Cambodian people to donate vaccines to Vietnam. The Ministry of Health of Vietnam pledged to distribute vaccines that Cambodia are added to the border provinces to prevent and control the COVID-19 pandemic, ensuring the appropriate effective use. Recently, the delegation of Ministry of Labour, Invalids and Social Affairs came to Sailun company located in Phước Đông Industrial Park to inspect the implementation of policies to support employees and employers facing difficulties due to the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the report, the leaders of Sailun company, since the first outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, the province has applied Directive Number 16 to prevent the pandemic. Despite difficulties, Sailun company still maintains its production under the motto of "Three on spot," thoroughly implementing pandemic prevention measures. More than 4,000 secondary employees and workers are served. The workers participating in the production of Three on spot model are supported by the company for 200,000 Vietnam dong per day for each person. Policies to support employees who are temporarily suspended from work and employment insurance are fully implemented also. Returning to the new normal, the company continues to implement measures to adapt safely, and according to the expansion plan to the third phase, the company needs to recruit many qualified workers, and therefore local support is needed. And so company also recommends a directorial review to facilitate the travel for foreign experts. Sailun Vietnam Company Limited was established in 2012. The total investment capital is nearly $800 million, located in Phước Đông Industrial Park, Goya District, TayNinhTV province.
Ladies and gentlemen, a decision has just signed by Deputy Prime Minister Lê Minh Khái to approve the project on developing Vietnam's non-cash payment for the 2021-2025 period.
The projects aim to boost the growth of non-cash payment in Vietnam and make non-cash payment methods more popular to the people in both urban and rural areas. The project is also expected to apply the achievements of the foreign industry to upgrading non-cash payment infrastructure to meet payment demands in a convenient and efficient method. The value of non-cash payments is projected to be 25 times higher than the GDP by 2025, while the non-cash payment in e-commerce is estimated to reach 50% of the total transactions. Vietnam also expected to have 80% of its people from the age of 15 years old having bank accounts, and increasing the number of points accepting the cashless payments to over 45,000 by 2025. Regarding the public service, 90 to 100% of educational institutions in urban areas will accept the payment of tuition fees through non-cash transactions, while 60% of medical examination and treatment establishments in urban areas will accept non-cash payment by 2025. Under the project, Vietnam also expected to achieve 20% to 25% growth rate in the number and value of non-cash payment transactions in the next 5 years.
Coming to other news, in the context of the complicated development of COVID-19 epidemic, the total registered foreign investment capital in Vietnam has maintained an increase. Vietnam continues to be a safe and attractive destination for foreign investors.
According to the data from Ministry of Planning and Investment, as October the 20th, The total newly registered capital adjusted and contributed capital, purchase shares and purchase capital contribution from foreign investors reached $23.74 billion up to 1.1% over the same period in 2020. Specifically, there were 1,375 new project rented investment registration certificates with a total registered capital reaching over $13 billion up to 11.6%. More than 770 times of projects registered to adjust investment capital, the total additional registered capital reached over $7.09 billion, and more than 3,000 times of capital contribution, share purchase of capital contribution from foreign investors, with a total value of contributed capital reached about $3.63 billion. And within the province, up to now there are 252 enterprises operating in industrial zones with about 140,000 employees, including 213 FDI enterprises with about 135,000 employees. In the afternoon of October 20th, the Youth Union and Vietnam Youth Federation in Hoa Thanh Youth held a forum themed The Youth with a Free Environment. A new feature at this forum is that it is organized in the forms of bilingual language with English and Vietnamese. The forum, with the participation of 18 teams from communes works in the town, the team discussed and exchanged issues on promoting the role of youth in environment, propose solutions for activity in environmental protection, and with it, highlighting the importance of limiting the use of single-use plastic waste, focusing on forms of encouraging the recycling and reuse of materials in general. The participating teams have carefully prepared, and the discussion content is done by English and Vietnamese bilingual format, carefully illustrated with vivid images. At the end of the forum, the first prize belonged to the Youth Union of Long Thanh Backward. 2 prizes for the most fluent in English presentation belong to the contestants Đinh Công Hà and Thái Duy Kha, also from Long Thanh Backward.
Since the beginning of the fall outbreak of COVID-19, many people and the enterprise have faced difficulty. Minimize the negative impact of COVID-19 pandemic on the people and enterprise, and gradually reopening towards economic recovery are urgent needs.
And ladies and gentlemen, in a recent report on the implementation of the Socio-Economic Development Plan in 2021, the government estimated that 8 out of the 12 key targets set by the National Assembly will be achieved and stated, such as macroeconomic stability, inflation control, curbing the consumer price index, and others. However, the economy is facing unprecedented difficulties, which are seen through unfulfilled targets. GDP growth is expected to reach 3 to 3.5% compared to the set target of 6%, while per capita income is estimated at about $3,660. In addition, the contribution of total factory productivity to growth is estimated at 32%, lower than the target of 44 to 47%. Specifically, there is a breakthrough in some production, supply, and labor chains. Laborers have been sharply affected by the pandemic with an increasing unemployment rate. With a growth rate of 1.42% in the 3 quarters, Vietnam's economy is unlikely to reach the yearly growth target of 6%. However, the opportunity to improve the growth rate is possible because the pandemic is basically under control and the whole country is implementing a safe and flexible adaptation roadmap to the pandemic. Economic experts said that the driving force for economic growth depends heavily on the utilization of available room, the speed of implementing support solutions for the people and businesses, the utilization of opportunities from free trade agreements, digital transformation, and the disbursement of public investment capital. And the 2 main drivers for the growth in the 4 quarters are exports and public investment. The export in particular are expected to have a strong expansion thanks to the resumption of domestic manufacturing industries and the recovery of the world economy. Through the implementation of free trade agreements for public investment, the government has solutions to promote disbursement, especially for the key national projects and infrastructure projects, contributing to creating a driving force for growth both in the short term and in the long run. And in the context that the country continues to integrate deeply with the world economy, the 4th Industrial Revolution is taking place especially strongly and the economy is being affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. It is necessary to effectively implement the programs and projects to promote trade promotion, develop supporting industry, and enhance the application of the science and technology to improve the productivities and competitiveness for Vietnamese enterprises. Support the Vietnamese enterprises in digital transformation through e-commerce application to expand the market market by modern distribution channels, guide and support Vietnamese enterprises, especially the small and medium-sized enterprises, to participate in domestic and foreign product distribution chains, support the building of national brands for high-quality Vietnamese products and services trusted by the consumer in line with international commitments and the new generation free trade agreements. And it is also necessary to research and propose policies to develop an appropriate range of commercial infrastructure, encourage localities and manufacturing and distribution enterprises to establish a system of sustainable Vietnamese selling points with the name Proud of Vietnamese Goods, essence of Vietnamese goods, especially in the area essence populated areas, industrial parks, rural areas, remote and border areas. In addition, the social assistance programs need to be implemented more effectively to reduce the economic burden. Asian Vietnam needs to strengthen its resilience through a strong and flexible social assistance system. Those are the important solutions that need to be implemented so that the economy can soon return to a growth trajectory.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for TTV News today. Thank you for joining with us and see you next time.